Welcome to another week of 5 questions about the Utah Utes featuring Deseret News beat writer Dirk Facer. Dirk, thanks for joining us.
Good to be with you.
Let's recap. The Utes are on a 3-game winning streak after a 24-21 win over USC last week. Utah is now 6-1 on the season, number 18 in the country, and now bowl eligible. Now, Dirk, Travis Wilson ended Saturday's game completing 4 of his last 5 attempts. He put up roughly 60 yards on the final drive. What has he been saying about his confidence levels heading into this week?
His confidence is sky high, and it has been throughout the whole season. Even when he was replaced by Kendall Thompson, he's maintained that his confidence is high. He took that real massive blow against Michigan to the head and, showed his guts in the last game against USC when he tried to run for that touchdown at the end of the game. He's not afraid to take shots, and his confidence is high, and pretty rewarding finish for him.
How about the receivers? We saw a solid job from the crew on Saturday. Is it safe to say that their confidence is back catching passes?
It's getting back. The leading receiver was tight end Wesley Tonga. So the wide receiver core itself is still trying to get out of this slump they're in. But for tight ends, for tight end like Wesley Tonga to get in the mix and I think he made 6 catches, shows that the passing game is at least getting on track.
Late night starts seem to be a reoccurring theme for the Utes now. This week's game starts at 8 p.m. Pacific. We now know Utah's matchup with Oregon in 2 weeks will kick off at 8 p.m. too. Should we expect this trend to continue down the rest of the season?
Well, I hope not. As a newspaper guy, those deadlines are brutal. I have to hit send as soon as the game ends, and obviously we don't know when the game ends, who's going to win these things because they go down to the wire. But I've been told by University of Utah officials that the TV networks say Utah is hot right now, and when you're hot, you tend to end up in these games in the evening, and who knows is the best answer I can give you right now. Hopefully there'll be some games that are at a more decent time of day, but as of right now, they're getting chosen a lot to play in prime time, at least out west. The folks on the East Coast are probably going to bed before the Utes even kick off.
Taylor Kelly made his return to the lineup for the Sun Devils last week. How are the Utes prepping for Kelly and the Sun Devils' productive offense?
They did a good job against the Sun Devils last year at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Obviously, they weren't able to hold on to a lead they had in the fourth quarter. They feel pretty good about how they can defend him and the receivers and the O-line and such. And, with Nate Orchard leading the way on that defensive line, I think they feel like they can contend with any offense they face.
We've talked about how rough Utah's schedule is this season. It gets tougher now with 3 of their next 4 opponents currently ranked in the top 15. What does Utah need to do this week to keep those wheels churning through such a rough stretch?
I think they don't realize they're in the deep end of the pool right now, and maybe that's the best thing for them is, the schedule's been tough for a couple weeks now, and, USC was tough, UCLA was tough, and, they keep finding ways to win football games, and I think the best thing they can do is just keep on trucking, as they say, and ignore the rankings and just keep doing what they do best, and right now that's playing defense, and if they can get that offense, especially the passing game, to continue to make strides, they're going to be in these football games. And, 2 things they stressed going into this season they wanted to do was get more takeaways and then finish football games. And both of those aspects are coming to fruition right now. And it's probably just a matter of maintaining that and not looking at the rankings or looking too far ahead of what the rewards can be. They're already bowl eligible, and now they're just playing for a better bowl each and every time they go out on the football field.
Well, that wraps up this week's edition of 5 questions about the Utah Utes. Dirk, thanks again for joining us.
You bet. We'll see you next week.